How's it going, gamers? Welcome back to another episode of Ponderings and Meditations. They don't know we're recording right now, so I'm going to surprise them with it. Hey guys, we're recording!
Oh!
Welcome back!
Okay, that's not gonna be good for the levels.
Sorry.
That's not good. Okay, so this episode's getting off to a good start. No, we're going.
Can I not be on mic?
Oh, and Hannah broke the pop filter. Okay, guys,
I didn't break anything.
Welcome back to this week's episode. I'm joined by a lot of people this week. So we got Jeremy.
Hey.
We have Hannah from the one bonus episode.
Hi.
We have Avery, who's here for the first time, and we also have Hannah.
I'm also here again.
We have Ainsley and Kira here as well. Hey guys.
You're far away.
You might not be able to hear them.
I can project.
That wasn't very projectful.
Okay. I can project.
Hey Josh, what did we do tonight?
You know what we did tonight? We recorded good audio. First and foremost, with good technique.
Wow.
Because we're all media students here at
and we know what we're doing.
Here at Toronto Monsters University. We
are
pride
made
ourselves.
Of grit.
Not only are we made of grit, we pride ourselves on getting good audio recordings the first time.
What would a grit monster look like?
I think a grit monster would look like what I look like going down the hall while I do the gritty.
You do the gritty?
I can do the gritty.
I have diabetes.
Here, let's give all the listeners at home a show of me doing the gritty right now.
Yeah, Josh, do the gritty right now.
Okay. Whoa.
Dude, that was
really
awesome.
good, so I keep laughing.
See, can you guys do the gritty?
No.
We'll wait for you guys to do the gritty at home. Make sure, if you're listening to the podcast, do the gritty right now.
But can you do
Here,
the
we'll
looty?
wait.
This is your gritty time.
No. We'll wait.
Gritty.
That was really good.
Woo!
Good job.
I'm proud of you. I'm really, really proud of you.
It's giving the same vibes as like.
Good job. Anyways,
what's your name?
So guys, what did we do tonight?
I watched a movie.
I watched a movie too.
Me too.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
I saw this movie. I can't remember the name for the life of me. What was it called?
Black Panther.
You saw Black Panther?
Oh, I think that was the one I watched. No, I saw. It was called the Wakanda
White
something.
Cobra.
What?
White Cobra?
I don't know.
Where'd you see that?
I saw Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Me
Oh no,
too.
wait, that's what I saw.
Wait, guys, were we at the same show?
Were we in the same
I was in
seat?
row A.
That would be
No,
crazy.
I saw it by myself.
I saw it by myself, but there was this really tall guy sitting next to me.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
There's this really tall guy sitting next to me too, but not
Wild.
beside me. Does he sound?
It sounds like you're lying on the spot.
What did we think about Black Panther 2, guys?
I really liked it.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you
enjoyed
haven't
it.
seen Black Panther Wakanda Forever, that sucks, because we're gonna spoil it for you.
Spoiler.
So anyways, I thought the scene where T'Challa died was really tastefully done.
Yeah.
That's not a spoiler, because he died in real life.
Yeah, Hannah.
yeah.
Thanks for raising your hand.
You're welcome. Are you guys gonna mention your plan with the Marvel intro?
Oh yeah.
yeah. So going into the movie, Jeremy and I thought about doing this bit that we do at every Marvel movie ever, where when the opening 30-second logo plays, we scream and cheer
And clap.
out of sheer excitement for what we're about to consume.
We love Marvel products.
We love Marvel products, so we really wanted to cheer and congratulate Kevin Feige and everybody else involved at Marvel Studios for yet another hit.
This is. I did see just now that this movie has the highest November opening of all time.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so it's another hit.
Oh wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is good.
Anyways.
I think it deserved it.
So yeah, we go into the theater with our plan in mind, and the movie opens with the Black Panther dying
Mm-hmm.
of an unnamed illness.
And the Marvel Studios logo is just a montage of footage of Chadwick Boseman set to absolute silence. The theater's
like
dead silent.
Completely silent.
So Josh and I decided not to do what we were gonna do.
Did like a nod
I
to
was
each other.
very scared that you were gonna do it anyway.
We didn't
No,
look at
we
each other. We
didn't.
both just knew.
I
No,
didn't think you would, but there was a slight chance that.
No, there was an atmosphere in that theater
Good.
Yeah.
that I think we both understood.
Acknowledge.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
both can read a room.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm laughing at what would have happened if you had still done it.
We wouldn't have. There's no world where we'd still do
I
that.
don't know.
Not at Black Panther Wakanda Forever. At
What?
Thor Love and
At
Thunder.
Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania,
Oh, you
I
know
will,
we're
I
gonna
will
be cheering.
And Hannah will be too.
I will not.
So anyways,
I'll cheer for Paul Rudd.
Jeremy, did you clap when Black Panther was on screen?
Was Black Panther on screen?
Oh, I guess he wasn't.
I mean, there was
There
a
was a
Black
Black
Panther
Panther.
on screen,
Yeah.
but
Was
not
it him?
Non-
T'Challa.
Yeah. Well, there was.
Well, there was a
T'Challa.
T'Challa on screen, but not the
Not
T'Challa
T'Challa.
we knew.
I'm
Okay,
confused.
so where do we start?
I want to talk about something.
Okay, what do you want to talk
In the
about?
first Black Panther, I think a lot of the power of that movie was Wakanda was such a unique environment. Like Afrofuturism is such a unique aesthetic, especially in Western stories. And in this one, I was hoping that the Atlantis world would feel like a similar, like, wow, this is a full culture. And
Well,
there's
that's what I feel like they were trying to go for. Like
think
trying
they
to show the
tried.
similarities
Like,
between the
introduce a
two
new-
cultures.
But I didn't think it felt as deep to me as
Well, like,
Wakanda did.
The biggest similarity was just they both do the hand thing. Like
Yeah.
one does
Oh.
this, one does this.
May
Yeah.
I?
You know.
That part, I was like, bro, they're all doing the fucking Kamehameha from fucking Dragon Ball Z. They're doing like this. And I was like, guys, what are you doing? I'm
I like
supposed
that
to
we
be
keep
a clam.
saying they go like this on this audio
I'm sorry,
podcast.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I
so
I described it. Like a
Imagine
clam.
pushing your hands forward.
I mean, I think Kamehameha is like a good.
That is a good way of
descriptor.
putting it. I don't know. So yeah, I felt like they were trying to do that.
They tried.
Because like the movie ends with the two like
Leaders.
countries that are at war with each other, like kind of finding peace, but not really.
It's implied that Atlantis still has got some motivation.
But it's not Atlantis because that's DC.
Oh right, it's what
It's
is it called?
definitely not Atlantis.
What's it
What
called
is it
again?
called?
It's like
You said it
Takalon,
earlier.
Oh yeah,
Talakon,
Talakon. I think that's
I
it.
think that makes sense.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it wasn't as impressive to me, especially because I know Avatar 2 is coming in December, and that's gonna be a world.
What is that?
We'll get into Avatar 2 in a
What's-
later podcast.
sorry,
That'll
what's
have its own
what?
dedicated
what's,
show.
What's Avatar?
Don't talk to me.
We'll get into that in a later episode.
Why doesn't each person say their biggest qualm?
Biggest
I
qualm.
really
What's a qualm?
liked it.
Like,
Oh,
I don't
actually,
know.
No, it's a
Wow.
word.
No, I have something I want to talk about. So
Wait,
I
wanna hear
remember.
Avery's
Like
zero
negatives.
qualm review.
Yeah.
Zero
Why did you
qualm
have no
review.
What did you
qualms?
not like about it?
I
no,
let
she
me-
liked everything.
let me say what I liked. I want to focus on the positive for now.
I'm not built like that.
I saw
Me
so
neither.
much beauty in the cinematography and the way it was shot. I can really what I liked about it was what I was gonna say was I didn't really connect with it through storytelling, but like through the writing. I thought some parts were written really well, but I liked it from a media student standpoint where I really appreciated that it was its own movie. It didn't really feel like replicated Marvel crap that I always see.
That's
like
true.
I really felt like it was its own movie, and the director really took agency and directed it well. And like I was just thinking in my head, I would have been proud if I directed it. Like I was like, I really liked it. I liked the way it was shot, and I felt like I was always like in a new scene, and it was kind of just like the pacing was really well done. Like I really liked it. I didn't think it was cheesy. I didn't think there was too many things overdone. I just really loved it.
Well,
I agree to an extent. I think Black Panther continues to be like the crown jewel of like their mini franchises where it's like
Yeah.
actually like good and stands on its own as like
Yeah.
a good story.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of scenes where like a character would just be in one scene, but you got a really good sense of them, which I thought was
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just had trouble like suspending my disbelief, I guess, at any point where I was just like too aware it was like a movie that I was watching. I didn't
I didn't
get
feel
Well,
that way.
like
okay.
step into it.
this was my. I won't say this is like my biggest problem. It's just something I kept noticing over and over. And we were talking about this earlier this year when this movie was still being shot. Which, by the way, it was shot this year.
Oh my god.
Yeah, parts of it. Yeah, like the back
Like-
half.
Impressive.
Half of this movie was shot less than 10 months ago.
That's crazy.
And it, came out, I'd say visually looking really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like only like one or two moments where
Like,
I was like,
they
It didn't look
definitely
rushed at
learned their
all.
lesson from the first one and, like, didn't have bad visuals, except for one thing, but we'll get into that later. But the thing that really, like, I kept noticing over and over was during the production of this movie, Lolita Wright, the star of the movie,
yeah,
refused to get vaccinated for COVID
yeah,
during the production.
That's cringe.
Wait, which character is that?
sure.
Shuri.
Oh.
Yeah. So they couldn't film the movie for like 2 months.
Well, she also got injured doing a stunt.
Well, that too.
Yeah.
But they couldn't shoot the movie for a while with her on set specifically because she refused to get vaccinated.
Damn.
So I could tell a lot of the time when, like, there was a scene that they had shot without her there, and then they just cut her into it later because there were no shots with her and the other characters.
Right. Oh, I didn't know that.
I
wish
noticed that
knew
a
that before.
lot. I don't know if that's just me.
I didn't notice it too much.
I noticed it.
I mean, that's
all throughout the
I think it's
movie.
part of the Marvel aesthetic now, where characters are shot and they could be
Maybe.
in a different room because they
Yeah.
do that all the time.
Yeah.
It's
well,
a pretty
that's
regular feature.
I guess you're not wrong. It's
Yeah.
just like, I don't know. It felt. Well, that also leads into probably my biggest gripe with the movie is the editing felt really weird to me. Like, there were points in the movie where, like, I didn't understand what was going on because of a weird
Same.
edit. Like, specifically because of a weird edit.
Right. There were scenes that ended super abruptly, I
Or
felt.
like,
Yeah, I
like
noticed that.
in the final fight scene of the movie, Namor. Have we said his name yet? I don't
No,
know. The
I don't
bad
think we
guy of the
talked
movie,
about
Namor.
Is
He
that
has
his
like
name? Yeah.
wings that grow out of his feet, so he can fly. He gets one ripped out, and you can't tell.
Well, because it has to be bloodless. That was the thing, too.
Yeah.
In that
Yeah.
same fight, the new Black Panther
Oh yeah.
gets speared through the abdomen.
Yeah.
Oh, I
and-
gotta censor that.
Oh, sorry. Pulls themselves off of the spear,
And they're fine.
and there's no blood on the spear
No.
when they like
Yeah. Or like,
pop
That's
their
true.
body
Their
out of it.
suit-
I thought that
so
was
weird.
just because like
They were
had the Black
magical.
Panther.
Yeah, I
power.
thought it.
But
yeah,
I
that's-
well,
like,
the
if
suit
if
just
that's
like
the reason.
if the
reconnected.
pipe was
but
inside you, there would be something on the pipe when you pull
But
the
do you
pipe
have like
off of
healing
yourself.
powers?
no, it's
I don't
just
know.
a PG-13
like does
movie.
Deadpool?
Oh.
Deadpool has
Deadpool
Deadpool's
bleeds,
rated
so-
R.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's like the same kind of concept.
Yeah, they did. The main villain was like confirmed a mutant in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
he
they've-
said that.
They've started slowly but surely being like, oh, mutants
X-Men,
exist.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Get
so that's
excited.
building up to something.
I liked his little feet.
I thought the
Um,
wing feet
wings.
could have been so goofy,
think
but
it
I
was
actually
cool.
No, they
really
made it
liked
work.
it. Yeah, I thought that was his first acting performance ever. I thought he
Oh,
was
really?
Yeah, he's
Wow.
a brand new actor.
I had
Oh,
no
I thought
idea.
he
He
was
killed
really
it.
good.
Yeah, no, he's really good. I thought.
Wow.
I liked his whole character design.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I found
That's.
the costumes in these
The
movies
water stuff is
are-
cool.
are
I wanted
really
to talk
good.
about the costumes
Yeah.
specifically because I thought they were great
Yeah.
as well.
There was
Yeah.
one costume I didn't like,
Which one?
the Ironheart suit.
Okay, so
Oh,
that's
okay,
the one
yeah.
thing I wanted to get into as well. We can
Get
talk
into
about that. Are you talking about the first one or the second one?
The second one.
The first
This-
one was like okay. 'cause
First
the
one's
yeah,
fine
yeah.
because it's just like
We
scrap
could
metal.
see her face.
But
Did
the
they say her
second
name
one,
ever?
What,
Riri?
Ironheart? No, because
No.
they're doing an Ironheart Disney Plus show, and that's gonna be like her.
Come
That's why when she's
origin.
building the suit, she like carves out a
heart,
heart-shaped
yeah.
piece of metal and hammers it out.
Okay,
It's
because
for the
like
true fans.
Yeah.
I felt like you could have taken her out of the movie and nothing would have changed.
I definitely felt like she was producers being like, "Hey, we need."
We need
need to
this.
plug
I
in
think in the
this.
original draft for Black Panther 2, she was in it to set up Ironheart, and then they were like, "Just don't cut the subplot." But
Yeah,
it
or,
doesn't.
like-
It doesn't fit as well in a movie about grief.
It feels like she would have been cut off like after they find her, and they would like in a normal movie where you don't have producer meddling. You know, the plot would have just like tucked her away in a safe location, and she would have been there for the rest of the movie,
Yeah.
right? But you need a new Iron Man, so you need to have her on screen. You got to have her in the fight, so
Yeah.
you got to give her a suit. And because
Her suit was
VFX
so
supervisors
That
only
she
have
built
2
so
weeks
quickly.
to
Well,
put
she's
together.
Wakanda technology. man.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she looks like a Power Ranger now.
I wanted a little more M'Baku in the movie because I love him,
Yeah,
but I think they implied he's king at the end.
Yeah.
Which I thought was
Yeah.
cool.
I thought that was cool.
he's the new king of Wakanda, I guess.
Winston Duke's so good.
Yeah.
But
He's the big guy.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's Jabari.
Yeah, he was
the leader of
cool.
the Jabari.
Anyways,
Dude,
we
I
have
don't
any
know
more?
if I have more to say about it because it was just
I
like
do.
it
I
was,
do.
Okay, go.
I have more issues. I wrote them
Like what?
down.
oh, okay, sweet.
damn.
So I mentioned this earlier, but I don't think that their friendship was developed enough. I think, and I will say it again because I think we cut out the other part. They should have had the car scene at the end where
Wait, which two
Shuri-
characters are you talking about?
And
I'm
which
talking
car
about-
scene are you talking
I'm
about?
talking about Shuri and Riri. At the end, they have this scene where Shuri basically remakes her car, and then she reveals, like, oh, like, this is the car that I learned how to, like, make shit on. Like, my dad gave me this car. Oh, sorry. This is the car. This is the car that I learned how to make machines with. Like, my dad gave me this car, whatever. And I think that they should have introduced that like way early on because they didn't really have any bonding experience. And I felt like Riri's whole personality was comic relief like the whole time. Like the only notable things that she said were all jokes.
Yeah.
Which was fine. Like that's cool. But like when you're supposed to be kind of like, I don't know, I would say like one of the main characters, then I don't see any like personality behind that other than just like jokes.
Her introductory scene was also like almost like super similar to Peter Parker's in Civil War, and that's all I could think. Like she even did the same thing where she's like, I got homework tomorrow, I can't come with you. And they were like, are you serious? Like it's I felt a lot
Wakanda.
of
I did like the dorms.
The dorm was really cool.
It was a really cool
I wanted
dorm.
that dorm at my school. But
we don't have to get into our school.
Sorry.
Toronto Monsters University. Okay, my
Made
next
great.
thing. My next issue is why did the white guy, I don't know his name.
Martin Freeman.
Everett Ross.
Which one's the character name?
Everett Ross.
Everett Ross. Why did he just like what's gonna happen with him at the end? He just got out of that car.
I think that's
go to jail?
Thunderbolts.
That's Thunderbolts.
So same thing where I'm like, he just like gets off scot-free, like that's fine.
It's really cool that in their movies now you have to like know the upcoming projects to
That's
understand what the endings mean.
That's so stupid though.
Yeah.
That like requires you to
exactly.
do like
Homework.
extra research or whatever.
It just makes a lot of assumptions that way.
Yeah.
I think it's just like it's part of what's damaging them as like singular experiences.
Yeah,
It's like,
because you have to be like connected in this whole like
Well, also
Marvel
like
ecosystem.
that lady he was hanging out with for the whole movie.
Yeah.
She's in a bunch of other Marvel
she's
movies.
been in a lot of the
Oh.
Disney. She's been like popping up in the Disney Plus shows and in post-credit scenes, like building her own team of like anti-Avengers.
And that's what the Thunderbolts are, which is
Yeah.
what this is all leading up to now.
Oh, I
That sounds like something
see.
that I don't care about.
Were they married in the first one?
No, they
I
never.
guess.
No, they never revealed that like
They were married.
had
Like
been-
that was
Until now?
This was the first
Yeah.
time we saw those two characters connected.
Yeah.
They were like different things, and now it's like, oh, they used to be married.
Okay, because like they were talking about it as if it was common knowledge, and I was like, did I miss that from the last movie?
No, it was a
No.
reveal that this character from these
It
Disney
was-
Plus shows
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was like played as a
connected to
joke.
Everett Ross.
Speaking of jokes, I gotta say,
There was a couple.
after Thor: Love and Thunder,
Ew.
the lack of jokes in this movie were a huge breath of fresh air.
Yes.
I thought though, like the 2 or 3 times they did them, it didn't
was
land.
weird.
Yeah, it
Like, it
still
felt
didn't work.
weird.
But
But-
I agree, it was nice to have a movie that took itself seriously.
Yeah.
Like there were not.
What was your favorite
There were
joke?
probably like 5 quips total in the
Yeah.
whole movie.
Which is fine. Like,
Yeah,
you can do 1 or 2. You know?
It's part of
For a
I guess,
Marvel
the comic
movie?
like cheesy charm.
for like right
Well, that's
after
what I liked
Thor:
about it.
Love
It
and
wasn't
Thunder.
cheesy.
No,
Yeah.
It was
I
taking
agree.
itself seriously, and like every shot was beautiful in my opinion. I think every shot was visually pleasing, and each sequence was like a completely different setting and different circumstances that I liked.
Jeremy, you seem like you have an idea that
He
you
paused.
like,
right now.
I forgot about my favorite part of the movie.
Yeah.
which is
The favorite element.
Uh-huh.
While I was watching that movie, I was like, wow, the score and the sound design
was
are
gonna say,
so
that was really
incredible.
good.
yeah.
When they
I was
first
thinking
went to
about
like
that.
the water
Yeah.
city,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, shout out Ludwig Göransson, Childish Gambino's producer, who did the score
Oh,
for this
really?
movie. He
Nice.
crushed it. He also does
Yeah.
the Mandalorian scores.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a good score. I noticed that.
Yeah, I really some of the soundtrack choices I was like okay with.
Yeah.
I mostly liked them, but some of them were like a little like emotionally baity. But
Mm.
the score I thought was like so solid throughout.
I like
Honestly,
the directing style too.
The whole
Yeah.
movie's a little emotionally baity if we're being
Mhm.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Ryan Coogler did like deserves
Yeah.
props for like he
Yeah.
did a decent. It's really hard to manage like a Marvel movie
Yeah.
and try to like say anything about like the real human experience.
Yeah.
And he did a
Yeah,
decent job like
exactly.
actually infusing real stuff into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was nice. There was a lot of realness. There was like
Mhm.
the right amount of balance between like that Marvel Cinematic Universe where they do heavy CGI, but it was also real. And they also made the real life very visually stimulating and beautiful.
Well, I feel like a lot of this movie was like not shot on a green screen.
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that. It
Yeah.
felt like they built sets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, especially in the underwater place.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
the prison they were in, it didn't feel like they were on a green screen. They
Yeah.
could like interact with like the walls.
Like you could
Really
really
cool.
tell that they actually like put money towards this one,
Yeah.
Yeah,
which is like really jarring compared to how they haven't for the past like 4.
May I say something?
No.
The throne that he sits on,
Oh,
Which-
the shark
the,
teeth
That was
the like
cool.
jaw, that
Yeah.
was so cool.
Production design was good.
Yeah, the set design and costumes.
Costumes were great.
Costumes are so good. I love how they like put a lot of effort into the research, I guess, behind like the cultures that they base the costumes on.
Yeah.
And I find that really interesting and really well done.
Mm-hmm. Like, you can tell each department cared about what they were doing, I feel like it was all well tied together enough.
Yeah.
Like, the story was lacking, but there was a lot of passion on that team. Thanks, Avery.
Wow, thanks for
Sorry, I had to
interrupting.
come with
Agreement cough.
I have one more point on my list of points. It's not an issue, but I'm always curious, like, how did they come up with the speech for these new languages? Like,
Well,
how
I
did they
think-
develop that?
I think
know-
Yucatan is a real language.
Yucatan's a
were they
real
speaking?
language.
They were speaking a real language.
Like an ancient
Yeah.
Mayan language.
And then I think,
for-
like,
cool.
Wakandan, they
it's,
probably
it's
just
a mix of Xhosa and another language.
yeah, like
That's
it's probably
so
just some
interesting.
African languages.
It's dialects and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's
it's
cool.
it's really
yeah,
cool.
I could tell that like the Haitian language that they were speaking was like a French dialect of sorts.
Yeah.
But, like I wasn't sure that the other ones were real languages. That's really cool.
There were a lot of subtitles in this movie.
There were
I
a
like
lot,
them.
but I didn't mind.
I don't have a
No.
problem with that. I'm
Yeah.
just
I
pointing
kind
it
of
out.
wanted the whole movie to be. I think movies in
It's-
theaters should be subtitled. Like all
I
the way
love
through.
subtitles.
Yeah,
I love them.
I keep them on for
Yeah.
everything I watch.
I can pay
It's-
attention.
Subtitles
more.
are nice.
It's getting to a point where like I feel like we as a culture consume like so much international I just bumped the mic. We as a culture consume so much international media now. I feel like the barrier of a different language shouldn't really stop you anymore.
Yeah.
And the best way to consume content from another country is to enjoy it in the
In their
language it was created.
100%.
Yep.
And I feel like that's an attitude that's shared a lot with people our age, or
Yes,
especially media students. But like I feel like
Yeah.
even just like young people now.
I agree.
I think most people I
No
know
dubs.
keep Netflix on with subtitles.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
regardless of what they're watching.
But like my dad, for example, I don't think he likes watching movies in other languages just because he doesn't he can't
That's-
like follow the subtitles.
I pushed my
Yeah.
dad to start using subtitles, and now he asks me to put them
Yeah.
on for stuff.
I
because-
find
Yeah.
it easier,
yeah.
It's hard. Like it's easier to like just follow along with the story.
hmm
but like I've been watching anime, and that's always a big.
Well, that
debate
also I
with,
think I feel like
dub
that's
versus sub.
I feel like that's a big reason why so many people are a lot more comfortable with subtitles
Yeah.
now.
I think also because a lot of people, like, if you grew up on anime in like the 80s or 90s, you were watching it on TV, but
Yeah, you
people our
definitely
age
had
started watching it on like sites on the internet,
Yeah.
and that was
Exactly.
always subbed,
sub.
like,
Yeah.
because it could get around stuff. So
It's just more authentic.
Mm-hmm.
it is. It's like better.
And like the emotion that characters
Yeah.
can portray is just so
Speaking
much
of-
more extensive.
Speaking
Oh,
of
wait.
subtitled movies.
Hold on. Let me just finish.
Yeah,
Let me
your
finish what I was
Wakanda
trying to say
Forever.
originally.
Sorry.
I feel like Disney's not bold enough at all to do this. Otherwise, they would have done it with Shang-Chi last year. But I feel like movies they make that take place in countries that don't speak English, none of the characters should speak English.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah.
I get that's probably difficult with your talent.
They're just whitewashing it, though.
Well, it's,
But I
it's
feel
also probably harder to find an actor working in Hollywood who,
Yeah.
you know,
Speaks social.
has a big draw
Yeah.
and also speaks this language you want them to speak. But I just, I
You
don't
gotta
know.
hire more international actors.
Yeah.
I suppose, yeah, that's the solution.
Which I think is not a bad solution. I think
No,
that's-
not at all.
That'd be cool.
I think it's
great
also a
solution.
question though of if your production team, like your director and your writer, are LA based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Well, that's
it's
the
not
other
just-
thing.
it's
You
not just
need
acting talent.
you need your writer to
the
speak the
director.
language. You need
Right.
your
And
director.
then it's like,
you
well,
need
if your
probably even
producers
producer.
need translators to talk to your director,
Yeah.
and like I think it's
True.
just for them, it's like they're too scared
It's-
of broken telephones.
It's definitely a logistics thing. Like
Mhm.
it's not just a
Yeah.
like a laziness or an audience interaction thing.
yeah,
But
but
I don't know. I feel like we're ready for that in our current
I'm ready for it.
cultural media landscape.
Yeah,
Anyways, what were you trying to say?
I was
think
just
y'all are
saying-
ready to talk about something else.
I was just saying I'm ready for it because I watched a subtitled movie recently that I really
You
liked.
didn't
Oh,
finish it?
really?
We didn't finish it though,
Yeah, so you didn't
so we'll
watch
talk.
it.
This will be a tease that we'll be talking
Are we
about this
gonna ponder-
at some point.
Okay, so we're gonna ponder a movie that's blows Wakanda Forever out of the water.
Yeah,
Pun intended.
genuinely.
Why are you laughing?
Because I already know what they're gonna talk
Oh,
about.
I thought you guys.
So there's this little movie called
are also-
Rise, Revolt,
Rise,
Riz.
roar, revolt, riz, revenge.
Can I say one more thing about Black Panther?
I mean, is it
Is it essential?
Yeah.
I want to hear it.
does it compare to
Yeah.
RRR?
It
Yeah.
doesn't.
Okay.
But that's okay.
I really liked this. A very small detail, but like the edges of the screen were blurred, and I like that subtle blur
Wait, when?
Like
for the whole movie.
Were
Oh.
they?
It's probably just because of the projector.
No, it's just something that I noticed.
A really important to point out.
RRR is a movie that Josh and I watched,
And it's amazing.
and we're gonna get everyone to watch it. It's so good.
It's
I refuse.
imagine Revenge of the Sith, but incredible.
like
No George Lucas.
imagine Revenge of the Sith, but Shakespeare wrote it, and then Michael Bay directed it. And
Yeah, that's
this
a good
movie.
way of describing RRR.
What's up?
Sorry, just another point question.
Yeah.
How are you guys going to talk about this movie without spoiling it for
We're
the
not-
fellow
we're
We're
just
not
in the room?
teasing
spoiling
them.
it. We're
At
just
some
talking
point
about how
we'll
awesome
Oh,
Yeah.
okay,
It's
you
about-
said that.
it is. We can give like a brief synopsis.
No, I don't
No,
want.
I don't
we'll do
want
an
to.
in-depth talk about it
Okay.
when we watch it.
I don't want to
When we
hear
finish
anything
the
about
movie, because
it.
we only watched the first 2 hours of 3,
Only 2.
only 2, and it felt like 6 movies. It was awesome.
A Western studio would have split RRR into 3 seasons of television. That's all I'll say about it.
Facts.
Where was it made again? Where, like, what
Like
country
India?
did it? Oh,
Like-
nice.
Yeah.
Said Tollywood in the
Yeah.
Netflix description.
Oh, right, we talked about this. Yes.
Yeah.
It's really good. Highly recommend.
Anyways,
Um,
and with that,
Oh, never mind.
no, say
okay.
No, Josh.
No, it's cool. We've been talking for a little bit now. So I think we're gonna wind down the episode here.
Okay.
So a tradition here at Ponderings and Meditations, you guys haven't been on the show yet,
There's
so
a
you guys don't know
tradition?
about
There is
this.
a tradition.
Every episode, we like to give our listeners something to ponder on at
Right.
the end of the episode.
Right. I remember
Um,
this from the last
You know,
one.
so they just so they have like something to think about for the rest of the day after
I
they
say
listen
the
to the
line?
episode. Sure, Hannah, do you want to say the line?
So this